today. Compliments of the Christmas season. How are you preparing for Christmas? I hope everything is going on well in spite of the pandemic. So today we are going to talk about how to safely use a public toilet facility without contracting an infection or contacting an infection. We know that there are certain infections, certain diseases that can be transmitted through contact with feces and urine from infected persons. And when you use a public toilet facility, you can't really tell if the person that used it before you is infected or not. So you have to play safe and take some precautions. And before we get to practicals, if you are yet to subscribe to the Psychologist NDTV, this is the right time to do so. Kindly click on subscribe under the video and also click on the bell sign to put on a notification so that you'll be notified of all of our future videos. Now, come with me to the toilet so we can do the practicals. Once again, so like I said, today we're going to learn how to use a public toilet facility safely. Like we know, when people are infected with different kinds of infections like hepatitis and others, usually when they're in the infective stages, they have these microorganisms in their urine, and when you come in contact with this urine, when parts of open surfaces in your body comes in contact with this urine, you can get infected. So that is why we must ensure that we avoid contact with urine or feces and other body fluids of infected people. And when you use a public toilet, you can never really tell if the person that used it before you was infected or not. So you have to take precautions. Now, the first thing that you can do when you want to use a public toilet facility is this. Come with me. First of all, whether the toilet is clean or not, it can look clean, but you cannot really tell if it's clean. You flush the toilet. So even though you made the toilet clean, first of all, just flush the toilet to ensure that whatever was hanging around that might not have been properly flushed goes all inside. Now the next thing you need to do is to get some tissue. You usually will have this in most public toilets. If you do not have, you should have some in your bag. So you get some tissue, fold it thickly and properly. Let's go the other way. Now you look where you have a liquid soap or whatever soap is made available for you to wash your hands. Take some of that soap on the piece of tissue like this. Okay. Now, carefully clean the surface of the toilet, avoiding contact with your hands, even though you will wash your hands after this. Clean the surface of the toilet like this carefully. Once, fold tissue and clean again. Now, why will you do this? Because most times when people use the toilet, whether they be ladies or men, when they stand up to clean up themselves, you usually have droplets of urine on the surface of the seats of the toilet, and most people just come and sit directly on these droplets of urine, which will be infected if the individual that used the toilet is infected without cleaning. So first of all, take some tissue, put some soap. You know that soap can take care of viruses and most microorganisms. Put some soap on the tissue and clean the surface of the toilet. Drop it inside the toilet. You can flush again. Whether you do so or not, wash your hands. Okay, you're wondering if you'll be able to do all of this before you easing yourself. I guess it's better safe than sorry. Okay, so after having cleaned the toilet, there's still more precautions you can take. You can still drop some unused tissue into the toilet like this. When you do that, if the water in the toilet is not properly clean, when you use that toilet either to urinate or to pass feces, you won't have, the water from the toilet splashing back on your skin. So that tissue that you put inside the toilet, dry tissue, will prevent water from the toilet splashing on your seat. And after you have done that, the final thing you can do is to still get some tissue and place it on the seat of the toilet like this. Okay, you can put one or two, as many as you need to cover the area you would use, and then you can now sit on this safely and do your business. After having taken all of these precautions, I can assure you that you can use a public toilet facility and come out safe. Be sure to wash your hands properly for about 20 minutes in and out after using the toilet, and ensure too that you flush the toilet and leave the toilet very clean for the next user. Now I'm going to wash my hands for the last time now. Scrub your hands front, back, in between your fingers. Ensure that you wash your hands properly. There you go. Now for parents watching this, ensure you teach your children, those in boarding schools, those in secondary schools, teach them these precautions to ensure that they're safe when they use toilets, public toilet facilities. Do have a very pleasant day out there, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.